Hey, thanks for coming to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
First timer over here.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to go for the world record. I don't know if there is a world record of the most podcasts done with people who have never done a podcast before, because I think every single person across from me that's never done one before.
That's good, though. You're getting us all ready.
Exactly. Well, it's funny. It's like everyone always goes like, well, I did Zoom. I'm like, that doesn't count.
True,
we only
true,
do in
true.
person.
True. I like it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sounds good. I am Rachel Delgado, and I am the owner of One Step Legal. I am a legal document preparer, and I prepare legal documents for the public, for people who are not represented by attorneys.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're like? Someone's like, okay, awesome, that sounds great, but like, what do you think your most client is that you seem like you work with the most?
Low income
clients.
family law.
Family law.
Yeah. A lot of people who need help navigating the court system for family law matters.
Oh, okay, got it. I know it's tough, man. Lawyers are just so expensive.
Yes.
And some of my friends are. Like, we're dealing with a scenario right now, and like, I was asking a client of mine, or a lawyer buddy of mine, like, okay, like, this is a scenario we're in. Like, he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna need like 10 grand up front. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if they have 10 grand.
Yeah.
And then if they don't have the 10 grand, it's like, it's kind of like a dead road at that point.
Yeah. So people, especially in family law, they kind of sit on it or don't do anything about it. And sometimes in family law situations, that's not the best for everybody. So
we're like, in family law, obviously it has a lot of things. So like, is it like people owe money for each other, like divorces or child support, or?
Yeah, mainly a lot of divorces, separations, but I also do like child support, child custody, stuff like that.
So it's the people that are like, hey, I assume most of the time, not most of the time, I assume sometimes they're like cordial. And they're like, we don't need to waste the money with lawyers involved. Right. So, but they want a legal document. That's kind of where you step in. This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor who puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper. Make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show.
Yeah, they already have a plan, and we just kind of, you don't even really have to go to court. If you're amicable and you guys have an agreement, you don't even have to go to court.
Really?
You just do all the paperwork, and everybody's so busy nowadays. I am able to alleviate some of that work you have to do and make it a little bit easier so that you still get it done at the end of the day.
So then you kind of like push the papers and give it to the people. Okay, so they don't go to court. Is there a place where those papers are held?
No, it's still like you just don't physically have to appear in front of a judge,
so
right?
You do?
No, I just turn in all the papers and the judge approves it or doesn't approve it.
God, I went to small claims court the other day because we had a tenant that owed us money and whatever. That is a long day.
It is, yeah.
It is a frustrating and long day.
Yeah, it's almost like going to the DMV. Although I heard going to the DMV is better now.
Dude, I haven't been. I actually got to go this. I don't know. I think I have to go soon. I think I get my license renewed this year. But like, I went, sat there.
Yeah.
Then I was like 15 people down. Then we went to mediation. That obviously went nowhere. And then it was. Yeah. And then I sat around. They spoke to me for like 3 seconds, and then I was like, all right, you're done.
That's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
And you think you're gonna have like your day in court or whatever, it doesn't ever really work out.
Well, and the worst part about it was like I mean, I'm not a lawyer, obviously. I'm someone who passed their real estate license in 6 weeks, but I do look at a lot of contracts, and I was like, oh, in contract, we're slam dunk. We're gonna win. We're gonna get all our money. Yeah. And the judge is like, nope, we're gonna give him half. We're gonna give you half. And my buddy, who's an attorney, Mike Ortiz, he even said, he's like, be prepared to be split down the middle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, but like on paper, like we should win. He goes, just be ready, watch. And he goes, I know the judge, just wait, it will get split down the middle. Mm-hmm. And I call him, I'm like pissed. I'm like, dude, because that makes me look bad to my client, Right. And he's like, well, welcome to being a lawyer. So what made you get into this?
I've just always loved the law.
Are you a lawyer?
Am I a lawyer? No,
yeah.
I wish I was a lawyer. I'm a legal document assistant. We can't give legal advice.
Got it.
But we can. I have a lot of resources to help people kind of through that process. So previously, before becoming a legal document assistant, I was a community organizer. So I've kind of always been out in the community. I was working with disabled people who have disabled family members. Yeah. So I just kind of always had a heart with helping people in tough situations.
So how did you slide from one position to the distance?
Well, I went to school for paralegal studies, but I was at the time already working in community organizing. And then when I left that, I just been kind of figuring my way out this way.
Do you work for a company or is it your own business?
No, it's my own business.
Nice.
Yeah.
How exciting was that? Do you remember the moment in time where you decided to open your own business?
Yeah, well, my dad was, a small business owner, so I always grew up like helping him out. So
What did he do?
My dad's a veterinarian.
Okay.
So he had a small animal hospital in Upland. So I kind of feel like I always grew up with that like in me.
That seeing how it is to be day to day to own your own business and things like that.
I mean, it's hard. It's not easy. You have your highs and lows for sure.
Yeah.
But I think especially as like a mother of 3, it's the best thing I've ever done.
For sure. It's like one of those things where you might work at night, but then it allows you not to miss the play or something. That's why I try to tell people all the time, like, oh, I want to get into real estate. I want my own schedule. And I'm like, you still work about the same amount of hours. Right. You just choose when you work those hours. Right, sometimes it's 7 o'clock at night,
Right. And I'm sure it's like rewarding. They're your clients. They're your clients. It's a very intimate relationship. It's
rewarding when I'm very like task coordinated, right? Like I'll be honest, like my highest high is honestly like going on a listing and getting the listing. After that, it's like, okay, like there's only 3 real moments. Listing, put in escrow, close, for us.
Of course.
Those are high moments, but we just, but there's a lot of lows that come with that sometimes. But for me, it's just like someone tells me they want to sell a house. We go in and able to complete that task for them, and so they can move on to the next chapter in life.
Right.
So how do you handle, because I assume you sometimes do get in the middle of some family issues.
Right.
Just like we do too.
Right.
How have you been able to like balance that? Was that a kind of a weird first moment for you to like the first time like you're sitting there? Do you do everything in person, or is it like, how does the process work?
Almost everything I do is like online though.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't even meet these people.
So they just send you an email.
Yeah.
They just click on your website and go, hey.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't even meet them. Because sometimes I have like somebody else go out and do the notary work and stuff like that if it's far.
So you're a licensed notary?
Yeah, as well.
Do you have your book on you? I need something notarized.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
The one time I don't bring
man.
I didn't bring my briefcase.
I've had something I needed to be notarized for like 3 months.
Oh my gosh. And they say when you become a notary, always carry your notebook with you because you never know.
You never know.
But no, I didn't bring my briefcase. So, sorry. But I mean, I think even if you don't meet these people, especially nowadays since COVID, like they're just so grateful for everything you do. And I've had people like one client pays me for the services, but since I'm not an attorney, I can kind of like talk to both, right? There's no conflict of interest. And then the other person starts asking me 21 questions and I'm like, hold on, you're not my client. But at the end of the day, they're both grateful to be divorced and be done because like I mentioned.
It's just hard because it's so expensive for lawyers.
Yeah.
And it draws out things so hard.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, in real estate, I tell people all the time, like, we just had a deal actually fall apart, like, 10 minutes ago.
Uh-oh.
And sometimes it's like us as agents, almost the more people that are in the transaction make it more confusing. It's like the seller wants to sell, the buyer wants to buy. Like, sometimes agents cause problems that don't need to be caused, or the home inspector causes problems. It's like, at the end of the day, they want to buy and they want to sell. Right. Our job should be to, like, obviously look out for the best interests of our clients, but also bring reality into, like, you're buying a 30-year-old home. Well, there's going to be issues with that house. And if you bring up everything like it's a major issue, then that causes problems.
Right, yeah.
So for you, what is the best way people see you and find you? Is it just strictly Google ads? Obviously someone who if you're a small business owner, just kind of getting going, like, how have you seen success in what you're doing?
Mainly referrals. People I know, people referring, my friends, my family, people I meet at events, have a family member that's in the middle of a divorce or whatever or need help.
Do you go to a lot of real estate events?
Lately, yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah,
is that your new push?
Yeah, that's my new push.
Why do you think real estate agents?
Well,
just because we know a lot of people?
Yeah, and I mean, estate planning too. I'm trying to do more estate planning, and I think that's super important. And I know hands-on from when I mentioned community organizing, if you have clients that don't set up that estate planning, when somebody passes away or has a disabled son or daughter.
It is the worst.
It's a mess. A huge mess.
It is. I try to tell people, if you can fill out before, I have a trust. I'm 35 years old. I don't know. Maybe something happens to me.
Right.
It is the biggest headache that people do not process.
Yeah.
That it's like if you would have just, and one, it's way more expensive. If you just spent a few dollars.
Right.
I see for you, like people are like, so and so gets the truck, so and so gets the dog, so and so gets the money in this account, signed. It doesn't have to be super official.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is just to get it done. You don't always need a lawyer too, to get those. The thing is to get it done, because even if you're 35, I'm 34, you never know when something's going to happen. So.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I remember my grandpa died in 2019. He had a trust and everything. It was like the easiest process I've ever went through, because it was like all written out.
Right.
Other than that thing I need to get notarized, it just came up. That's actually still his estate that I need to handle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something came over from overseas, like from 3 years later.
Wow, yeah. The thing is that it's a private document, right? So you don't have to go through, same with like the people with the divorces I help, you don't have to go to court. He left you instructions, you get it done, and that's it.
Yeah, and then if something comes up and they try to break it, you have the thing right there.
Yeah.
So are you based out of Riverside?
Yes, I am. Now I am.
Do you live in Riverside?
Yes, I do. I live in Orange Crest.
Oh, what part?
Moved to Orange Crest. I don't know. I'm new to off Trotline. Yeah.
By the Stater Brothers?
No, more by the Albertsons.
Oh, okay. You're over there then.
Yeah. Just moved there in November.
In the gated community?
No, it's not gated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. We're moving up there, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice
Me and Jessica.
It's super far from everything. So if you're used to being close to
I grew up
things...
there.
Oh, really? Okay.
I grew up there. My mom opened that Albertsons. She was in the bakery.
Oh,
I've been in Orange Crest. Not my whole... I mean, obviously I left now, but yeah, we're... The thing, that's something I tell people about Orange Crest all the time. If you go to Orange County... Because, people come from Orange County. I'm like, if you work in Orange County, don't live in Orange Crest.
Seriously.
It's so far.
It's super far. You get off that freeway and you got to do, like, what is that? 5-7
Van
miles?
Buren's all the way up, or Trotline all the way up, or Alessandra, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, luckily we work in downtown, so it's not too far.
Right.
But the schools up there just... I mean, it's just hard to replace that area up there.
Yeah, it's super nice. Super quiet. I like it.
Yeah. What made you move... what made you pick Orange Crest?
My family moved out that way.
Yeah.
So we all lived in Corona, but we moved out to Riverside.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Do you have an office or no?
No, I work from home.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I guess.
I got you out of the... Is it hard being a mom of 3 and balancing work and everything, especially now right during summer break?
Honestly, yeah. And I'm a single mom, so it's hard, but I get it done. And when I have clients, I tell them, like, hey, this is what I do. This is how I do it, but we're going to get it done. And people appreciate me. Yeah. They really do.
Do you? What is normally like a turnaround for you? Is it really that difficult for, someone hits you up today needing a contract tomorrow? What's the turnaround for a contract?
I usually tell them about a week.
Okay.
Yeah, just so that, I have other people waiting before them and so forth. Yeah, so it's usually about a week.
Do a lot of people try to ask you legal questions?
Yes. And I just tell them I have a lot of resources. So I just send them, I can provide them with like attorney written resources or resources from the courts and so forth. So yeah.
But it's hard probably because do you ever slip up? Like people always ask me, people ask me like the craziest questions. I'm like, I got my license in 6 weeks. Like I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney.
Right.
I'm not a gardener or a handyman or a contractor or a mold expert or none of these things or an economist.
Right.
And people are like, what do you think's going to happen in 6 months? I'm like, I don't know. Do you want to sell your house right now? No. Okay,
they want you to know it all.
They want you to know it all.
Yeah.
So how have you been liking going to real estate events?
I like it. You meet all kinds of people.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a different industry.
Yeah.
Do you go to do you hang out with a lot of lawyers? Do you go to a lot of lawyer networking events?
I go to a lot of paralegal events.
Events.
There's, what are we called? Inland Counties Paralegal, something like that association. I'm part of them. They have events now and then.
They have a lot of my buddy, I know a few. I've been to a few happy hour with lawyers.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Lawyers like to drink.
They love to drink and they love to debate. And they're very strong-willed.
Yes.
If you say something they don't agree with you on, they'll debate you.
Yes.
They don't no big deal. They'll go toe to toe. They have no fear.
They'll
explain
for sure.
to a point.
Try working with one.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Are you ever with that? Do you ever help out lawyers on deals like that?
Yeah, I do. They call it freelance paralegal, right? Where they give you short-term projects.
Got it.
Which I like better because when you're working in an office, it's very intimate and you do butt heads a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a different world up there.
Yeah.
So you're 34.
Yeah.
You're in this. There a reason why you never thought maybe pursuing passing the bar?
I need to. I want to.
You want to?
Yeah, that's in my goals. But I have a 6 and 4-year-old, so I feel like they need me for another good like 5-6 years.
I'll tell you what, we have 11, 13, and 11, 12 technically, and 14. I don't know if I'm not sure which one's worse.
Right? I know those teen years are pretty
The teen years are pretty intense.
Yeah, I have a 14-year-old too.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Oh,
yeah.
What grade?
He's going to be a sophomore.
Sophomore?
Yeah.
Is he going to go to King?
Yes, he goes to King.
Well, sweet. Well, our daughter's 14 too, and she'll go to King. Actually, she turns 15 next
It's a very big school.
It's huge. That's where I went to high school.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But I heard they have like a lot of, what do they call it? Different clubs and so forth.
Clubs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great school.
Does she play sports?
No.
Oh.
Does he?
No.
Oh. What is he into?
He's a nerd.
He is?
Yeah.
Does he play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah,
Adrian
video
does.
games, all
video
that
games?
stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We took we're taking video games more and more now. Video games are too much now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never played them, so I don't get what they're doing half the time.
So your whole family moved here. That probably makes it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They help. My sister lives like a mile from me. And my
Oh,
parents
nice.
3 miles.
How many is just your sister up in Orange Crest now?
And my parents live like that borderline off Wood.
Oh,
like
Wood
not
Crescent.
really Orange Crest, but
Not really Woodcrest.
Yeah,
Right in the middle.
yeah,
Has it been different than Corona?
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I used to live 1 mile from Target.
Do you have? What was I gonna say? Do you have Did you live south of?
South Corona.
Yeah, that traffic's terrible.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's really bad.
I will say that's gonna be the one thing I'm gonna miss about Rancho is we're literally 1 minute from a Target. No, that's 3 minutes from Target, 2 minutes from Home Depot, 1 minute from a grocery store.
Yeah, you're gonna miss it for sure. But you're used to it. You grew up there.
Yeah, but it's been like, when's the last time I've been there? It's been like over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was a great area. It was just so different when I grew up there.
Yeah.
Orange groves everywhere.
True, I bet.
It was like very easy to get up there and back. We had like 2 lights down in the freeway when I was a kid. Like
not
it was
anymore.
No, not anymore. Not at all.
But I think it's a good place to raise your children.
100%.
Yeah, and it's in a sense kind of isolated.
It really is.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
it's a community.
I mean, you have really, other than Target, you have really everything you need up there.
True, the grocery store.
Yeah.
I think there's an urgent care there. So
There is. Yeah. Are you a big Target girl then?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, kind of.
I hate Target. Every time I go in there, it's $50.
Yeah, true.
I come in for a bar, like toothpaste and a bar of soap, and I'm grabbing stuff for no reason.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
So for you, when do you think? Because this is something we talk about a lot with other people. Like, do you ever think with like AI? I don't know if you've ever even thought about it, but like ChatGPT, like, will they start writing legal documents for us?
I just tried it for the first time.
Really?
On my website, and I love it.
It's the greatest thing ever. Just tried it?
I did. I tried that Jasper
my
stuff.
God.
Have you tried Jasper?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like a fan now.
I used to use Jasper, but then I got tired of paying for it, so now I just use ChatGPT for free.
I need to check it out. Yeah, because
Like,
Jasper's kind of pricey.
It is pricey because
Yeah.
doesn't it go by word? No, where does it
You
go?
have to buy Word too?
No. Is it
by word? No, I think it's like almost $500 or $600 for the year.
Is that all it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'll do is like I'll write a property description and then I'll put it into ChatGPT and I'll be like make better, and it just like makes it like
Describes it a little bit
yeah,
more
it makes it
elegantly.
so much better.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like make it only 1,000 words, and then so are you worried that might
I've listened to podcasts actually about it taking over like legal, and doctors too, like writing out their plans and stuff like that. I don't think so.
No,
I think we still need the human brain.
it's all good fun and games until something gets messed up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're
It's crazy though now that we can just type a few things in and a whole thing is out there.
Do people have to send you what they want?
They do.
Or can they tell you like the gist and then you write it out and then they agree to it?
They have to tell me word
for word.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
Yeah. So usually a lot with family law, you do declarations, right? Where you're like describing or telling the judge why it is what you want. So, I mean, they have to write out what they want, but obviously if, their grammar or periods or whatever, we'll work with them. But I can't tell them like, heck, you should put this or whatever. I can't do that.
I'd probably struggle with that because you probably see some people that you're like, God, I just want to help you so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, check out what this example says or whatever. Yeah.
Like maybe you should just copy. You just have like an anonymous email address that you just send your clients anonymous emails. Like, I received this email today.
Yeah, but that's why it's important. Because imagine if they just turned it in like that with no one helping them.
Oh, well, we were in an argument with a client last night about something, and I was like, listen, all it's gonna happen is lawyers are gonna get involved. It's gonna cost you a lot of money, and there's gonna be no win-win in it. Like you're just gonna cost you money. Right. And it's going to probably be the same outcome. Right. And she's like, I'll be my own lawyer. I'm like, lady, you can't even get a job at Starbucks. What are you talking about? Like, I almost now I kind of hope it happens because I'll just sit in the front row with popcorn just like.
Watch it happen.
I mean, the judge yelled at me last time for having a coffee, so I don't think I'm supposed to have popcorn. But, it's like, that is something too. Like, going back to my story of like, I'm so let down with that small claims court thing where I was like, I was 100% right. I had everything documented. They breached contract, like blah 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 blah. All our text messages, our phone log, all this stuff. It's like stack, boom. The guy brought nothing. Yeah. And we lost. Yeah. Well,
you feel
split
like
it.
Lost.
We lost. Yeah. We lost $4,500. And I'm like, what's the point of all these contracts?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
But like how you said, your attorney friend said they knew the judge, they know how that judge works, and that always plays a role too. And that's a benefit to hiring a lawyer because they might know that judge
and they
know how to work. They know how to work the system. So
it's just I think and I was asking him about it. He's like, because think about it. He goes, it's small claims court. It's less than $10,000. At the end of the day, they just want to like, if you go right down the middle, most people won't re-argue the subject. It is what it is. Like it's just ugh. The legal system's crazy.
It's a headache for sure.
How do you keep up with it? Do you have to take like I have to renew my real estate license this year. Do you guys have to take like updated classes or?
Yeah, so as a legal document assistant, you have to register with the county that you primarily do your work out of. You have to file or have a bond, with the county, and you have to do that every 2 years.
What do you mean by bond?
Like a money bond, right? In case you make a mistake or something like that.
Ours is called E&O insurance. So
yeah, I have that for notary, right? But this is I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's a bond, a legal document assistant bond that has to be filed with the county. In case you make a mistake or somebody sues you, you have that bond.
Do you have to pay on that every year?
Yeah, I think it's like $350 every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, and you have to do like continuing education every 2 years too.
Every 2 years.
Yeah, and you have to file it with the clerk of the county.
Is this a popular position?
I think it's becoming now. It's growing for sure.
It's growing.
A lot more freelance, like, independent people trying to do it. There's big companies, like We the People is a big one in California that does legal document preparation. And another one I believe is called Pro Se. Yeah, they're really...
Because you're the first one I've ever met, to be honest.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know about it. But it's a good resource, I think, to have. You never know when you're going to have legal problems, and you don't always need a lawyer.
True.
Yeah.
True. It's funny if people can take emotion out of things.
Yeah, that's a big part.
That's really the biggest part I've always learned is the emotion aspect of it is normally what messes everything up.
Right. And sometimes, like I said, you don't want to deal with it. You just don't want to deal with filling out the papers. Sometimes women come out of like abusive relationships and they're scared to make that first move to file for divorce or whatever. And I've helped a couple women like that, and it feels really good.
You can file divorce on someone.
I help. I do it for them.
Yeah, for them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and sometimes there's women who've been married for like 15, or have been separated for like 10, 15 years.
Never done it.
Never made the move, and then their aunt or uncle told them about me, and I'm able to like finally get it done.
I think it's. Do you think it's like the people are scared of like the dauntingness of it, that like legal documents and it's so official?
Yeah, and just not know how to do it. Like I help a lot of Spanish speakers too. You have the forms are available in Spanish sometimes, but you obviously can't turn them in Spanish.
Oh, you
right?
can't.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, they're available to like fill out, but what actually has to be turned into the court has to be in English. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So
that's very surprising to me, actually.
Yeah. It's nice to help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need to get it done. You can't buy a house. You can't move forward in life until you're actually divorced from that person.
It is crazy. I've done deals with people that have been divorced or separated for like 20 years.
Yeah, see?
And then I'm like, hey, your ex-wife is still in the house. Like, we're still technically married. What?
Yeah.
I was like, how long have you been separated for? 20 years.
Yeah. I have a lot of those.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. Mm-hmm.
They just go separate ways. I mean, I guess if you don't have assets, if you're married to someone and you have no assets together, and the other person maybe doesn't make a lot of money, what are you going to take them to court for?
Exactly.
There's nothing really there.
Right. And sometimes they think the only way to get divorced is to hire a lawyer, right? Maybe that's what you would do in your country, or that's what you hear on TV, or and that's what you think you have to do. But at the end of the day, when it's like that, how you said that scenario, you can do it yourself.
So for you, like you were talking before the podcast about getting on video, is that the content you're trying to make, or what kind of videos do you want to start producing for people?
Right now it's like self-help ones. So like I tell people, where you can find that self-help instruction, and then if you want help to move forward with doing it, we're available there to help you out.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so how many videos you've done a week?
One. If
I'm
lucky.
Oh my God. One video.
If I'm lucky.
What?
It's hard. It takes a lot of time.
Why?
It takes a lot of
Shoot
time.
it and go.
Just hold the phone right there and do it quick.
That's something that's something I try to tell a lot of people, because like obviously we have this now and I have Adrian and things like that, but like sometimes I kind of wish we'd never like.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, I get
like it. That's something that I don't think people they think they need like the expensive cameras and the mics and the lights and all these things. The hard part about it is then it becomes so daunting. Or, well, why is this not working? Why is this not working? And then you have to figure that out. And then too, like I don't like shooting in 4K because 4K takes up so much space. So then people don't process that. Like, oh, well, I want to shoot on this like $4,000 4K camera. Okay, great. Well, then you need to buy a $3,000 computer to process the 4K footage, and then you gotta have terabytes of storage if you want to save it. Where it's like, just shoot it on your iPhone in 1080p and be done with it. Like, do it right there.
Yeah. Get it done.
Get it. It's too many
almost
levels.
Overwhelming though nowadays. Like all this phone stuff.
Well,
it's a lot. It's like if you're gonna start a small business, what's your social media plan? How are you gonna be out there? It's crazy. Like you're a realtor, and look at all that. How did this even happen? Because we're in 2023.
Well, I've been doing this since 16, like video every day, almost pretty close.
Wow.
But what was awesome back then, I was like the pioneer, and especially Riverside. I mean, LA, whatever, but like in Riverside, I was like the only person shooting content back then.
Wow.
Now everyone shoots.
Right.
So that's like, and then like the algorithms now.
Yeah.
You have to pay to play. Like you have to boost posts if you really want to get tons of views.
Stressful.
And then the hard thing too is it's not like we're talking about things that go viral.
Right.
So that's the other thing that's kind of like daunting too, is like nothing content I'm gonna make is gonna get 10,000 views. Like if it gets 3,000 views, I'm happy, But like to think I'm gonna get 30,000 views, like I'll never forget that we were at a dinner. I was at a dinner in San Diego. It was with me and this guy named Tyler Miller, who's a realtor out of Minnesota.
Wow.
We were talking about TikTok.
Okay.
And we were talking. He's like, "Are you on TikTok?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't like it." And he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Cause I'm not a girl, so it doesn't really matter." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm on TikTok." And I go, and he's like, "Show me his account." And I go, "Let's make a bet." And he goes, "What's the bet?" I said, his wife was there. I said, "Tomorrow you're gonna take a video of your wife and put it on TikTok." He sent me texted me like 12 hours later, 24 hours later, and he like screenshot, and it was like 10,000 views. His wife literally saying nothing, dancing on the beach, 10,000 views. And he's like, you were right. And I'm like, I know I'm right. I know the algorithm. Like, and so it sucks because you have to balance that. Like, okay, do I want to put out good content or do I want to put out stuff that's going to get views? What do I do?
Right.
That's a struggle.
Yeah. And you know, like, maintain your level of professionalism too. Like, some people do crazy stuff,
especially in the real estate world.
I bet. And the lawyers too. There's
really?
some lawyers, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, really?
Know, yeah.
I don't follow. I only follow like 2 lawyers. So.
Oh yeah, no. There's stuff out there. I'm like, I don't know if I would put that out there. Yeah.
Then that's the craziest part too. Is like, I always laugh. I'm like, did no one stop you, or has no one said anything to you since you posted this video?
Yeah.
And then the hard part too is like views also don't equal money.
Right.
Unless you're like really popular.
Right.
So it's like, okay, cool. You did that one video. This is how I always say it. You've done that one video. Cool. You maybe got 50,000 views on it. But out of that 50,000 views, you got no business at it, but maybe because you were unprofessional in that video, it cost you business. It's like this.
I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, that's how I think about it. Like,
true. Because
at the end of the day, like, I think it's mostly women, in that space. It's like every wife has a husband she might not want you working with them because of that.
That was a little too much.
There's a fine line you gotta walk.
Yeah, true.
So what are you gonna do to try to? Because you obviously know you need to do this kind of stuff. We're gonna have a little.
It's so frustrating.
We're having an intervention right now. We're gonna have a therapy session. What's frustrating about it? Let's see if we can solve a problem.
It's just a lot to do.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot. I feel like as a small business owner, it's a lot to do.
Social.
Yeah, social, and then the paperwork, and then people's drama, my own drama.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a lot to handle. Yeah.
The biggest thing about social is like you have to mass produce it.
So do you do all your content like in one day?
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
If you notice,
you have a day assigned.
Monday. But Monday I shoot my real estate content. My whole team shoots on Mondays. We do not shoot outside Mondays. Monday's the only day. If you don't come on Monday, we don't shoot Monday. Because the team has to also know what's going on. I only do podcasts on Tuesdays. I don't care. I mean, unless you are very famous.
I'm not going to see you on any other day.
I'm not going to see you on any other day than a Tuesday.
Got it.
Because I need to know that Tuesdays are my podcast day. I also shoot this other show, which I never shoot it. I'm hoping Moving to Riverside will help me shoot it more. But normally those are supposed to be Thursdays.
Okay.
So it's all about just breaking it down and being like, okay, and then also being like, this is the only day I shoot. And then on Sundays is the day on Sunday I get ready for what I'm going to shoot on Monday. That's it. But I also am very fortunate. I do no scripts. I just take the idea and then I just talk.
I think that's my thing, is having ideas.
Struggling with getting ideas.
Yeah. Not just making a plan like, hey, these are my ideas for this month or whatever.
The big thing, I'll tell you this, is some people like notes or whatever, but I always like the app Trello. Trello's a great app. It's like has like you can slide stuff over, so it's like you can put your idea.
Okay.
Say like, I want to shoot videos about the first step in filing for divorce or whatever without a lawyer, and then I would slide, and then after you shoot it, then you slide into editing, and then when you post it, then you slide,
there's a program like that for the work we do. It's called Legal Boards.
So basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I think your content would blow up, to be honest.
Yeah. I just have to do it.
Because I think because especially if I was you, I'd only shoot YouTube. Because YouTube is the second biggest search engine in America, other than Google, and Google owns YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So, and everything I would post would be strictly educational, because that's what you're talking about.
Right.
I think you would crush.
Yeah, I haven't tried YouTube.
YouTube, I would only shoot YouTube. If I could focus on one,
it would do YouTube.
Because
and then when I post it to your my social outlets, like, hey, check out this video.
Yeah, like I would post. So like if I was you, I would do only long form on these would be 2 places: YouTube and LinkedIn. Okay, then I would take my screenshot would be on my story on social and Facebook. Just tell them what the video is about and click on the link to watch the video. That's it.
I'll have to try.
Because you're not worrying about views. You want people to hire you.
Right.
So if someone types, can you only work in California?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Nevada too, but I have to get there. Yes, only in California.
Only in California. So for you, it's like if someone's in Chico State and they find you on YouTube, they can hire you.
True.
Where on social like Instagram, it's really only going to be people around here. It's too small of a demographic. And on the platform of Instagram, the videos you make are never going to go viral. No one's searching how to file divorce paperwork, how to file a divorce with no lawyer.
True.
That's not on. No one searches that on Instagram. But what they would do is go on Google, type that in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you hope that your video pops up.
Yeah.
We'll go a little bit more. Do you have a website?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what I would do is I would then take the description from the video, like you talking. It's up in the top right corner, I think. Take that, put it into ChatGPT, say make this a blog post. Then you take that blog post and you put that on your website and LinkedIn.
Right.
And now you just created one video into 2 or 3 different posts.
Got it.
That is the secret of it.
Yeah.
It's not making one piece. It's taking one piece of content and making it 4 or 5 content. And then, if I was you, I would have an email blast. I'd have an email blast.
I struck with that though, because don't you need permission from people to send you an email legally? I think we do.
Well, how do you get their information?
I need to get them business cards from the little events.
They offer their information for you.
I think legally they have to check off on a box like I can spam you.
You could technically spam me for sure, so this is a workaround on that. So what you do is you create an additional email address that's close to your current email address, and if it ever gets flagged by spam, then you just delete that email address and create a new one.
Oh, okay.
That's the workaround.
All right, I'll try that.
Trust me, I emailed. So I used to email like 8,000 people at 4,000 from like Zillow leads in the past, whatever. And then I went through and looked at only people, I like categories of who opens up so much. And now I only send people that open up my emails.
You got rid of the other
I got rid of because also like on MailChimp, you're paying per person. So it's like, why am I paying for people that have never opened an email? Let me just get rid of them, dump that.
Right.
I saved probably like $200 a month on getting rid of those people
Wow.
on MailChimp. And then I just hit them twice a week. Like I make a real estate video and I just put it out. And if they like, and or hey, this month we're sending out 13-page CMAs. If you want to know what your house is worth, just email me back your address and I'll mail you one personally for you.
Nice.
Just building that database.
Right. That's what I'm working on right now too. Add it to my list to do.
So I think the big thing for you, I think the big thing for you is like if you're getting real estate people stuff, just make sure you're sending them stuff that realtors would need.
Right. So the estate planning.
Estate
Not
planning.
family law.
Yeah, estate planning. Things like that where, that'd be a great thing. Because what do you charge for estate planning?
If you're not married, $800. I mean, if you're married, $800. If you're not married, like $600.
Okay, so but can you do it? Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's break this down for a second. If I bought a house and I came to you, would you be able to? What would you do? Say like if I die, this person gets the house, or
yeah. So we would make a trust, right?
Oh, okay.
And
So you
fund
make
the
a
trust with that property, and I do the deed and everything, and I'll file the deed with the county.
And how much do you charge?
$800.
$800.
Yeah.
Dude, if I was you, okay, this is a coaching session now. If I was you, that would be my email to everyone, and I would talk about if I was you, this split ball for that, I would get a trust attorney, a probate attorney.
Yeah.
That obviously you work with.
I know one.
Yeah, and I would have them talk about the process of probate and how much a headache it is, and then I would videotape that, and then I would pull all the bullet points out. Costs more, blah blah blah. But like, do you want to not have these problems? Pay me $800. I'll put your house in a trust.
Right. Yeah.
Like that. If I was you, every single client would be only that person.
Right.
And what I would do is, I'd team up with a realtor, aka I'll help you out with this, is that every month, get a list of every house that's sold in Riverside and postcard them $800 to put your house in a trust. And then on there, it'd be no trust, bullet point of all the bad things that could happen in a trust. This is what happens.
Right.
$800. Call me if you want to not have these problems in the future.
Right. Yeah.
I do that every month.
That's my goals.
That's what I would do.
Okay, sounds good.
Adrian, the light went out.
The battery died.
Adrian, the battery died. But that's the hard part about being a small business owner. Yeah. There's so many things to do.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
sometimes talking to people helps too. So I appreciate our therapy session right now.
Well, because you got to, like, I tell people all the time, like, I work at EXP. And EXP have some bad names where people are like, it's pyramid scheme, whatever. Because, like, if someone brings you on, they get paid. Whatever. But the reason why I like it is the person above me who I signed underneath someone that brought me value has reasons for me to provide more value to me, because the more deals I do, they make a percentage from those. Like, it's like $50 a deal or whatever. It's a very small amount, but they're incentivized to help me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do this on your own.
You can't. Yeah.
It's too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're not smart enough.
Right.
You know, so it's like, oh, like you're right. Like I said, if I was you, I'd only be if you only charge $800 for I would team up with an agent and be like, hey, you give me $20 a year, I'll charge you $500 to do this, and that could be a closing gift for you and your client.
True.
So many things.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't think of that.
100%. I'd only go for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can just look at everything that's sold, just postcard them.
Mm-hmm. You think people look at postcards?
Hell yeah. I mail.
You mail? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mail. The thing is, okay, this is why. Let me ask you, why do you think postcards don't work?
Because I never check my mail.
You don't check your mail. You don't check your mail.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Not that much.
Okay. So why don't you check your mail?
Because everything comes to my phone.
Digitally.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you are hitting someone who just moved into a house.
That's true. Because you get like coupon. I just moved, so I got a free thing from In-N-Out. I got a coupon to Albertsons. That is true.
Yes.
That is true when you move.
And you're looking at mail being pushed over. Am I receiving certain things?
True. That's true.
So now your sense of grabbing your mail,
true,
right, is more higher up. 2, you just got done buying a house. So your senses of is about real estate is very high. That's why mailing takes so long. And marketing in general is so hard, is that you're just putting out stuff until someone needs your service.
True.
And then you're the person they see.
Right.
So if I was you, it would have to be like, boom, someone's house sold today. Congratulations on your new house.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah. Boom.
Right.
I'd mail it out immediately. Every day. It's easy.
Got it. Yeah. Good idea. I like it.
Yeah. Because, are you doing any outdoor prospecting or no?
No.
Mm-mm. Well, there you go. We'll put that on your list.
There you go.
Two things. In a month, we're going to have 2 talks. Two things. One, you're going to have a postcard made. Just go on Canva. Okay. Or go on Etsy. Secret, everyone. Etsy. Type in whatever postcard you want. Someone's already created it. Pay the $11 or whatever it costs to get it.
It's super cheap.
Super cheap. Go into Canva. Put it out. Go into Vistaprint. Print. I think you're lucky right now. Real estate's slow right now. So probably every month there's probably in Riverside. So there's 95,000 houses in Riverside. Out of every month there's probably 200 transactions a month, roughly right now. So what I would do.
Dang, that's not a lot.
No.
How much was it last year?
Lower than it is this
really?
Year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why a lot of real estate agents don't have any money.
Yeah. I feel like it was busy last year still though. Around this time.
This year's here's the thing. Last year was a little slower than this year. This year's busy again.
Okay.
The different part about this year is just grindy. It's like sellers are wanting top dollar. Buyers are paying top dollar and having high mortgages. So it's like they're both like fighting right now. There's no win-win right now. It's awful. And then every month, every day, just you can just go in. You have an agent, set it up on this thing. You could email every day, or title. Actually, a better would be a title rep. Every day, they just email you what sold the day before in Riverside.
Send the postcard
out immediately.
Sounds good.
I mean, I send out. What did I send out today? I sent out 15 letters today. So I send out 15 letters almost every day.
To old clients or
no? To people's houses that just didn't sell.
Oh, okay.
So their house went on the market, didn't sell. I mailed them a letter. So the day it goes expired, I mail them a letter. 21 days later, I mail them another letter. 21 days after that, I mail them the same letter. And it's just the same letter over and over until 6 months.
So they have another real estate agent? Is that?
What's up?
They have a different real estate agent?
So they had an agent.
Uh-huh.
Their house didn't sell.
Right.
So now their house is out of contract.
Okay.
So I legally cannot talk. Say you were selling your house and you called me. Like, hey, my house on the market, it's not selling. And I legally could not help you because you're technically licensed. You're in contract with another agent.
Okay.
So I'd have to wait until that contract ended, you canceled it, or it just expired, then I could talk to you.
Okay, got it.
The problem is right now, there's only 1 or 2 a week in Riverside. The number's very low.
Wow.
And a lot of agents, that's all their type of business is calling expireds. So what happens is that seller now is getting bombarded with tons of calls. That's why I just mail. I'm too busy right now. So for me, it's just a pillar of business where I just I can mail a letter out every day. What else am I doing? And if someone calls me off of it, great. If not, whatever. Like I got plenty of business doing other things.
How'd you get into real estate?
The true story, the reason I got into real estate was I went to go buy a house in 2014 with a lady, nice lady. And she just was, she was just an average agent, nothing wrong without her. And a year later, I was like kind of at a crossroad in my life with my career at the time. And I was like, God, what am I going to do? I've never been to college. And I read a book. I always thought I would be like a great assistant to a CEO. I don't know why. Like I thought like, oh, I'm great at managing people, like whatever. And I read a book called like What to Expect in Your First Year in Real Estate. And there was like a chapter like if you have these traits, you'd be a good realtor. So I like went to like 5 people I knew and I was like, hey, if you had to tell, I didn't say like, oh, this is who I sound like. I just said, hey, what would be some traits you would say I have? And they like matched a lot of the ones I had. And so then I just went and got my license. That's kind of how it happened. I mean, I never expected all of this.
It's nice though. I guess, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because of the headache problem.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I enjoy real estate a lot. It's a very frustrating job because you're dealing with a lot of amateurs, and people don't realize. A lot of people are misrepresented a lot, and it's very sad to see. And then the worst thing too is like the industry is so bad in that aspect. People just think you're sleazeballs. It's like I'm just trying. You called me or whatever. I'm just trying to do a job. You need to sell your house or you want to buy a house, like But I can see why people. I've seen people get taken advantage of. I've seen people being mismanaged. I've seen people that are just out for the money. That's why I'm just a very non-pushy real estate agent. Yeah. And I try to like, and then too, like, the industry is just really a messed up industry. Like we don't have enough, I don't think enough agents have enough oversight. Most agents do less than 5 deals a year. I mean, how do you have any experience if you're doing less than 5 deals a year?
True.
Like for you, it's like basically people trying to write a contract together that they wrote a contract 2 years ago, and now, like yesterday, all our contracts got renewed. They got all redone. So we have to go through and make sure we're doing it, so that's why I got into it. If I would advise anyone, when people ask me to get into it, I always say like it takes a very, very special person. I mean, I used to put in 80 hours a week a lot when I first started. I mean, I go to bed every night thinking about this job. We just and people don't process like they're just like you. Your clients' problems become your problems. Like we just had a house cancel, and they're buying a house in Florida, and now they're gonna lose a house in Florida, and now they're calling me all pissed off about them losing their house, and what can we do against these buyers? And it's like the buyers have the rights to do what the buyers want. They have the right to do a home inspection. You have the right to fix those items. You said no. They walked away from the deal. If it was that important, you should agree to all their terms. Like you didn't want to do that. So it's just like probably like you like explaining to people like right. Are you probably same time. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like, do you realize what you're agreeing to? Right. Do you realize what's gonna come out of this? Right. Do you realize? And then like sometimes people realize like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was signing that. It's like, well, or like, what do you mean I signed that? It's like, dude, we sent it to you. You have the responsibility of reading. You
think your clients actually read the contract?
Never.
I bet you have some though too.
Never.
No, really?
Never.
That read it?
No, because the funny thing about contracts now, in my opinion, they're so long that they're so daunting. There's so many words that people just like. I've seen people start a listing contract when I'm like on a listing. They'll start, and I've seen them give up in like one sentence, and they're like, you know what? If you say it, well, it is what it is, and that's fine. Yeah, I trust you. You know, so. Yeah. But would you ever get into real estate?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I just feel like, well, I mean, same thing for me, but you really have to put yourself out there, and provide a good service. Your reputation is on the line, I think, every day, how you represent your client and so forth.
And I think the thing that people don't think about real estate is like, when things work great, it's great. Right. But like today we lost probably $40,000 in deals this morning.
Wow.
So it's like, how do you handle losing 40 grand and then like doing all this work and then maybe never getting paid?
Right.
Right. I have a client right now where we're having some troubles, and I'm just like, I just don't think this deal's going to happen. Like, I need to go focus my energy on other deals that are going to close. Like, unless you're going to start paying me like a lawyer and pay me per hour, like, or per phone call, like, I can't.
Yeah. That's true. And sometimes I assume you invest a lot of time and stuff.
I've been working. I have a new home project. I've been working on that project for 8 months.
Wow.
Haven't sold one house yet because they're being built.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked every day on that project for 8 months and haven't made a dime. So it's like, it's just all the things behind the scenes that people just don't see.
Right.
Well, so you're going to do those 2 things I told you?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Starting right away?
Yes, when I get home.
Especially the postcards, that would be so easy for you.
Yeah. And I met a lot of people at that event on Thursday.
It was a good event.
Yeah, so I have a lot of business cards I need to follow up. I made a flyer yesterday on Canva, so now I need to do the second part.
Is following up with them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Blast emailing them?
Mm-hmm. Even though, I told you I was paranoid about my...
Why?
Because I know you have to, they have to give you permission to email them or something like that.
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, assume yes, but it's like, it's 2023. Like, here's the thing, and people in real estate, I always laugh. People get mad at me. I'm like, you do the same thing.
True.
You're emailing people that don't want to contact you. Like,
true.
You know what I get yelled at a lot in real estate that I never thought I would is mailers.
Mm-hmm.
I've got yelled at. I've had people call me, stop sending me mail. And I'm like, do you call like Stater Brother and yell at them for sending mail to you? Like,
yeah, I know.
It's because there's a face to the name. Like, there's a face to you.
Yeah.
I think that's why people think like, oh, this is a person I can call.
I guess. And I think people just envy. I don't know. Have you seen those memes or like those reels where they're like, Shein texts me every day to order new clothes and stuff like that. Like, don't be afraid to like post your content every day because you have these huge corporations, that are constantly on us all the time.
You have to compete, and it's so much. Everyone underestimates how much they really have to post.
Yeah.
To stay in front of people, you have to post so much every day.
Right.
And that's why I think YouTube would be great for you, because YouTube is everlasting. It's called what's it called? Green or something? I don't know, evergreen posting or whatever. Like, your video doesn't change. Your video won't change in a year. So if someone searches that video in a year, your video's up to date.
Right.
So in real estate, it's hard. It's like, oh, the market's doing this right now. Well, and that video's good for a month, and then it's over. But for your stuff, it's never going to change.
True.
So someone can, and then what I would do if I was you, more coaching, is I would have like a database of like videos you made. So if a client hits you up, you can be like, hey, here's a video I've made about this.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go really hardcore, you can use a system called WGIR that you send them video, and then you can see when they watch it and how long they watch it for. And things like
they actually watch the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A lot of my clients really do. I send all my stuff in that now so that I can see how much they watch.
Okay.
So what's the best way, especially a lot of people in real estate, but what is the best way for people to get a hold of you if they need your services?
My website, I think, because there's like a, contact me now form, and I get that like right away.
What's your website?
Yeah, www.onesteplegal.com.
onesteplegal.com.
Yeah.
I learned a lot today I thought I always needed lawyers. No, I don't.
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you do. Well, especially like you said, the hard part is like we said, it's like if you don't have really any assets.
Right.
Like, if you don't even have enough money for the lawyer to pay the lawyer to write over what you have, like it's like maybe you have a truck.
Right.
Yeah.
You
don't own a house together. You have a car.
Right.
Separated or whatever.
Or there's people like this lady I just finished helping. Like, they got rid of everything, while they were still married, like quitclaim deed, all that stuff, and then just through the court or whatever, we did a marriage settlement agreement. She signed to pay him the rest of the money she owed for buying him out, and they were done.
Simple.
Yeah, sounds easy.
Easy, right?
I mean, she hired me in November, and her divorce is finalized as of August.
That long?
Well, you legally have 6 months grace period in the state of California.
So if I want to get divorced, I have to wait 6 months?
Yes, you have to wait 6 months.
Why is that?
Done. I don't know. That's a long California cool down period. It's called a cool down period.
Because people probably would get divorced too much and then get married.
Probably, yeah.
Because people
move on to the next.
People get divorced and then like, I'm just like get a big fight, divorce, and then get back together.
That happens a lot too. Or then you pay a lawyer crap ton of money, and then you end up getting back together. I've seen that so much.
Really?
So much. Yes, the old attorney I used to work for, 10, 15,000 grand retainers, and then somehow they make up along the way.
God, 15 racks.
And then you make up.
I'd say to divorce just for the purpose.
Right? And then we'll get remarried and have the party all over again.
I'd be like, listen.
Let's follow through. We could still be together.
It costs us, like, is it really worth 15 racks to you? Probably not. Like, let's just do this. Listen, we have 5 bedrooms. You stay in one, I'll stay in the other.
A lot of people do that, too. I don't know. To each their own. Marriage is a mess.
Yeah. People, I'll tell you, I'll tell you this. Probably the one thing about we see some crazy stuff.
I bet you have. Yeah.
I've seen some crazy stuff, and I assume you have too.
Yes.
So if you want to get into either one of our jobs, be ready to deal with the weirdest of the weirdest stuff.
Yes, weird scenarios, situations.
Weird scenarios.
Yes,
you know, and then too for us, it's like it's so hard when people are like, they don't have anyone but you, so they're like relying all on you, and you're like, dude, I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't take you down the legal route that you need to go. Like, you're gonna have to go get other people's help.
Yeah. You're their shoulder to cry on.
100%.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, so go check out our website. She's gonna start putting out tons of content.
Yes.
Answering all your questions. If you have any questions, if you maybe think you need her services, please reach out to her. Go on her website, click on her stuff, contact her, and she will get back to you. So, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Until next time, guys. Peace.